which is right in Trinidad. Trinidad, my bad. And this is pretty much. Hey everybody, this is John and Kyle here, and we are from Magical Mustache Man, and today we are at Disney Caribbean Beach Resort.
Is it Caribbean or Caribbean? I don't really know, but the island vibes are definitely in play today.
And it is a lovely day today. It is like between 85 degrees and it is sunny, not a cloud in the sky today.
There is not any clouds. That is absolutely correct. It is warm for late October, but it is beautiful here in Orlando.
All right, so come with us while we explore the rest of the resort.
So Caribbean Beach is another moderate resort, which means it's right in that middle tier. It doesn't have all the amenities of a deluxe resort, but it has more kind of high-level theming and amenities than a value resort. I would say Caribbean Beach, is really identified by its really colorful buildings and design that matches the Caribbean island vibe. Landscaping is very well manicured and tropical, and this resort is divided up into 5 neighborhoods: Martinique, Barbados, Aruba, Jamaica, and Trinidad. So it's really important that you kind of understand the size of this resort when you're talking about room selection or where you're going to be, because there are certain amenities that are closer to certain neighborhoods. One thing we're going to talk about later that is very, very unique to this resort, particularly as a moderate resort, is the fact that it is on the Skyliner, which is a really, really unique and awesome transportation option to Hollywood Studios and Epcot. And there's technically one Skyliner stop inside of Caribbean Beach, which is over by the Jamaica neighborhood. But the Riviera, which is right next door to Caribbean Beach, also has a Skyliner stop right next to the Aruba section. So if you're looking for proximity to the Skyliner, you may want to request a preferred room or request to be in one of those neighborhoods so that you're a little bit closer. Whereas Martinique and Barbados are closer to the lobby and the main pool, and you may want to know about that location. So the layout of the resort does become really important because of its size and depending on what proximity you want to some of those amenities. Given the size of the resort, there is an internal bus loop, so you can take buses to get from one area of the resort to the other, but that can obviously take time. There's people going on and off those buses that are going to the parks, and so it is something to think about in terms of, again, the location that you may be requesting for where you're staying. I would say it's about a 10 to 15 minute walk from across the resort to certain areas, so again, something to keep in mind when you're thinking about timing in the morning to get ready or coming back from the parks. And I think it's a good segue to talk about transportation for Caribbean Beach, which is unique as a moderate resort because it does have Skyliner access, which means you can go to Hollywood Studios and to Epcot on the Skyliner, which is awesome as long as it's running. It can go down during inclement weather, and it's usually down most of January, February for refurbishment, so something to be aware of. So this is the Caribbean Beach Skyliner stop, and this is actually a really important stop because Art of Animation and Pop Century have a transfer here. You can transfer to go to Hollywood Studios here, and you can transfer to go onto the Riviera and then on to Epcot. So it's actually really unique that you can go to some other resorts from here, or you can go to Hollywood Studios, or you can head over to Epcot.
All right, so we finally made it to the Trinidad portion of Caribbean Beach, and this section of Caribbean Beach is a little special because there's something unique about this place, and that is the rooms. So the rooms here are Little Mermaid themed, and it's the only Little Mermaid themed rooms in Caribbean Beach. The rest are like camping, Goofy, and Mickey style rooms and a little outdated, but these are a little updated, they're nicer. But the only downside of staying at the Little Mermaid room is you're far from the main entrance.
So in terms of rooms, moderate resorts have pretty standard room types. So there's the standard room, which is going to be 2 queen beds and a split bath. There is a preferred room, which is going to be closer to amenities like the lobby, the pool, Skyliner access. And then there are 5th sleeper rooms, which are 2 queens plus a kid's pull-down bed. It is a small bed, so it really is only for small kids. And then, as John mentioned, there's special Little Mermaid rooms that are here at Caribbean Beach. In terms of cost, you're looking for about $300 to $450 for a standard room, an extra $50 to $100 a night for a preferred room, and then a slight upcharge for those Little Mermaid rooms. But as John mentioned, they are over in the Trinidad section, which is so far from the rest of the resort. So as a reminder, moderate resorts, another thing that defines moderate resort is they're more motel style in terms of the fact that the doors open out to a public walkway or hallway. You don't have like a private balcony. So important to know your window's gonna be looking out onto a public walkway. People are gonna be looking into your room if you have the window open. This becomes important because there are the options for pool view or water view type rooms when you're choosing your rooms, and there can be an upcharge for that. But it's not really a view you can enjoy because if you have that window open, you're gonna have people walking by and looking in your room. So I don't know if it's always necessarily worth the money to spend for one of those pool view or water view rooms. Also important to note that the second story does not have elevators. So if you have mobility challenges or it has been a long day, you rope dropped, it's a park closed, you got the stroller, the kids are exhausted, those stairs are gonna feel like a hike. So you can request a ground level room if you want. If you're looking to plan your next magical vacation, please reach out to us at Magical Mustache Band. We plan Disney, Universal, cruise lines, and all-inclusive resorts at no cost to you, and we would love to help you plan your next vacation.
And don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you. All right, so we are at Spyglass Grill, which is right in Trinidad. Trinidad, my bad. And this is pretty much a quick service bar restaurant. They offer like American and Caribbean, Latino flavors here.
We got a strawberry smoothie, which is really delicious on this very hot day.
It is very hot today, but this is Spyglass Grill.
One thing that's really nice about this is, one, because Trinidad's so far away from the rest of the resort, it's nice to have a quick service option. It doesn't have a ton of options, but at least it's here and available, particularly if it's like late in the day and you just want to get something. It's right next to the pool, also nice. Also, it has a microwave and toaster, so if you brought your own food or you want to reheat something, you can go here instead of having to go all the way to the main lobby. We are now in Barbados, and at this point, I feel like I'm on a Disney cruise because I've now hit 4 of 5 Caribbean islands in one trip. This is kind of amazing.
It is beautiful. I also do want to mention, like I mentioned in my previous resort videos, that this is also a great resort for running or walking. It is massive. It has a giant loop, just like the French Riviera, Riverside, Port Orleans. They have an amazing running course. The monorail hotels have an amazing running course. And from Epcot to Hollywood Studios, that's an amazing running course. And I gotta add Caribbean Beach to the list.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think, people underestimate, the ability to do exercise and stay fit on vacation. Obviously, if you're hitting the theme parks, you're gonna be walking miles and miles. So adding some more miles is not always what you wanna do, but if you wanna do some active recovery, so many of these resorts have, very lovely manscaped paths and trails. I think the one at Caribbean Beach is like 2 kilometers, so about a mile. So really nice to, go for a leisurely walk, especially if you're doing like a rest day and you wanna, just get in some steps or move around, get your day started. A lot of people tour the parks really intensely with, full park open to park closed days. They want to make the most of their vacation, but if you get the opportunity to have a longer vacation, like I absolutely think Walt Disney World is perfect for a week-long vacation. 2 travel days and 4 park days, 3 or 4 park days depending on what you want to do, and having a rest day, because these resorts are so special. They're so well themed. They're so beautiful. They're so grand to walk around that you don't want to miss out on the resort piece. And definitely if you're a frequent flyer to Disney, you really know that. Try different resorts, see what vibe you like, see what the recreation and amenities are, because they're each so different. All right, now we're entering the old Port Royale section, which is really the main hub of the resort. This is the main lobby where your quick service and sit down dining is, the main pool, as well as shopping. It is relatively centrally located, but as we've mentioned, this is a big resort, so it can still take 10 to 15 minutes to get there from your room. So behind me is Centertown Market, which is the main quick service option here at Caribbean Beach in the main hotel lobby in the old Port Royale section. It's got kind of regular American fare, Mickey waffles, burgers, chicken tenders. Also has some Caribbean-inspired things. I saw a Cuban sandwich up there that looked really tasty. So lots of good options and plenty of seating. So we're in Calypso Trading Post. This is your main souvenir shop at Caribbean Beach. has some general, seasonal merchandise, some specific to Caribbean Beach, some specific to the Skyliner, which is pretty cool, as well as your normal sundries in case you forgot deodorant or things like that. Also, alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages are available here. Behind me is Banana Cabana, which is the pool bar next to the Fuentes del Moro pool at the main section, Old Port Royale. It's got great drink options. You can take down the pool, also food. Important to note, you can also get the really famous pineapple coconut bread pudding here. That's also at Sebastian's Bistro. Also, this is a great place to stop if you're doing a Skyliner crawl to get a drink. All right, we're here at Sebastian's Bistro, which is the only sit-down dining available at Caribbean Beach. So a lot of people really love this restaurant. It's all you care to enjoy, family style, inspired by the Caribbean. So you have, Jamaican and jerk Caribbean flavored meats, seafood, and amazing pineapple coconut bread pudding. So really great place. Doesn't require an advanced dining reservation if you want to eat here. All right, so you can't talk about the Caribbean without talking about pools and water. So Caribbean Beach has 6 pools. The main pool, which is the Fuentes del Moro pool, is awesome. It's actually one of the most beloved pools in all of Walt Disney World property. It's super well themed to kind of like an old Caribbean fort with like cannons and all sorts of stuff. Has slides, really great. There's an awesome shipwreck splash pad right next to that. And then in each of the 5 neighborhoods, there's also leisure pools that are a little quieter. They're definitely not themed. They kind of look like a regular, hotel sort of pool, kind of colored concrete, but hey, you can cool off, you can lay out, and they're definitely closer to your room if you just want to kick back for a little bit. All right, so in terms of resort recreation, there are tons of options here at Caribbean Beach. You have the running path around Barefoot Bay. You have a marina where you can rent a boat to drive out in the bay. Movie Under the Stars, s'mores. You can rent bikes to ride around. There's tons of beach areas where you can lay out, obviously the pool, so plenty of time to spend here at Caribbean Beach. All right, we've made it to our 5th and final neighborhood, which is Martinique. And this is actually one that's closest to the lobby, particularly buildings 24, 25, and 26 are closest to the lobby if you want to request those. Now, this is a great reason to use a travel advisor. We are happy to help you put in room requests for certain locations. If you want to be close to the Skyliner, you want to have a ground floor room. And then particularly as you get closer to your vacation, about a week before, we can actually call the hotel and the room assigner and request some of those specific ones. It's not always going to happen, but it's worth asking if you know that you want to be in a specific area of a resort, or you want to be at a certain building because other people are staying there, or anything like that.
All right, so we're walking and we had this family looking lost. They're looking like they needed some help, and they spotted us and they walked up to us and they're like, hey, do you know how to get to the bus stop? And I was like, God, this is such a big resort. And people are asking like, hey, how can I get to Epcot the easiest way? And we're like, well, you could take the monorail, the Skyliner to Epcot. You could just take the bus from the front.
Yeah, they parked at Epcot in the front, and they had a sleeping baby and a stroller, and so they wanted to get to the front of Epcot, not the back of Epcot, which is where the Skyliner would drop you off the International Gateway.
So, these are common things that happen here at Caribbean Beach. People not knowing their way because it's so big.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, really anywhere in Walt Disney World. And again, great reason to use a travel advisor. You can text us when you're on your vacation, say, hey, I'm looking for the closest bathroom or dining. And we spend all of our time in these parks. We are happy to help you. And that is just a huge benefit. And again, it's no cost to you. You're already paying for a commission when you book one of these vacations. It's just whether you get the help of a travel advisor or not. So while it's not technically Caribbean Beach, it is important to remember that on this walkway around Barefoot Bay is the Riviera. And this is one of our favorite hotels in all of Disney property, and some of the best food in Disney property as well. Topolino's is hands down one of our favorite restaurants, not only for dinner, but amazing character dining for breakfast. You have Bar Riva with great drinks down here. So don't miss out on Riviera as well when you're staying at Caribbean Beach.